Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of The Girls Show. My name is Peju Adekunle and it's such a delight to be here. Today on the program we're talking about sexual harassment. And as we all know, that sexual harassment is a form of unwelcome sexual behavior that is offensive, intimidating and humiliating. We'll go on a short break, stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is The Girls Show. And today we're talking about sexual harassment. And I've got my girlfriends in the studio, to discuss this. Jemima, how are you?
Hello.
Rebecca, hello. Hiya, hi. Okay, so let's dig in now. We're talking sexual harassment. I was sharing with a friend years ago that we moved to a new environment and everything. And this particular guy, he was always good on his own and everything. So I'm like, okay, like, only snob lele, we don't want snob people around us. So I left him and everything. My cousin came around and he was like, have you met this particular guy? I'm like, I don't know anybody on the street. And he was like, that guy that lives on that. I said, oh, that guy that does not grease people. He was like, no, he's a very nice person and all that. And then the next thing he said, let's go say hi to the guy. And then we got to the place. I was like, and he was talking. So I'm like, okay, this guy is even nice. What was that for me? Maybe he's trying to form. I'm the papa's in the area. I'm the big boy and everything. And before you know it, we got close. They'll come to my house with the siblings, watch movies and everything. At the point, my mom will be like, what's going on? I said, Mommy, they're just his friend. They're like, okay. Until this particular day. Then he told his siblings to tell me to come to his house. It's been a long time that I came to their house. So I was like, oh, really? Yeah, so I'm special. So I got up. I told my siblings, I'll be back shortly. And I went over. As I was leaving, outside my gate, his siblings were coming inside my, my house and everything. So I got to his house. The gate man was not at the doorpost, so I was like, okay. But anyways, he's a nice guy. I got upstairs and the TV was loud. Maybe I should have said, why is your TV loud? But I just felt, okay, I just came to say hello though. He was like, hi, how you doing, sir? La, la, la. So I sat down and he was talking. Then the next thing he asked me, do you have a boyfriend? I said, okay, yes, I do. He was like, okay. Do you find me attractive? I'm like, where am I? Like, where am I? I'm supposed to come say hello to you. Like, where am I and everything? And the next thing, you want to know what happened next? Stay with us. We'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is The Girls Show, and we're talking about sexual harassment, okay? So, back to my story. I got to his house, and then the TV was loud. Maybe I ought to have said, okay, guy, can you just lower the TV, something. But I just felt, okay, maybe he's the only one at home and there was no need for him to just, he was enjoying his music and everything. I didn't know it was a setup, really. So I sat down and he asked me, do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, yes, I have a boyfriend. So, but then the way I said, yes, I have a boyfriend was just to show that I'm a big girl. At 18 now, I'm a big girl. Happy? So you're like, oh, okay, I see. So do you find me attractive? And I was like, From do you have a boyfriend to do you find me attractive? So I was like, should I say no? If I say no, would he get angry? Should I say yes? If I say yes, what would he add? So I was trying to process the information at the same time. So I'm like, okay, yeah, you're attractive. He said, oh, okay. Then the next thing he was like, are you comfortable there? Why not sit on my laps? So I was like, But you know what? I was like, at that point, I was like, what's going on in this guy's mind? But at the same time, I was trying to prove that I'm a big girl. Like, campus, I'm a big girl. Because this is, it was in university and I was still writing jump. So how do I prove that? Like I'm not as young as you think. Maybe I'm a big girl, So I got up and I sat down on his lap, like, what's there? So I said I now got up back, but you have proved your point by sitting, and then I got up and I sat back. I was like, are you scared? I said, no, why? No, but remember, I'm like, I think I'm in the wrong place. I think something, I was already telling myself, there's this instinct you get like, like, babe, are you sure it's okay? So I'm like, okay, so I want to go home. And they're like, oh, why? I'm like, I want to go home. So he got all over me and he was like, so what? You think you are stronger than I am? And he was like, do you know men have, was it 9 or 7 ribs? You have to start telling me how many ribs guys have, you know, and that's not my business really. I want to go home, guy, you know. So at that point, I already, you know, stopped struggling because I felt this guy is really stronger than I am, you know. Then the next thing, there was a miracle. The gatesman returned. I don't know where he sent the Baba to. Baba returned. So that was the miracle. So immediately he had, but he just jumped off me like, oh, someone is around. So guess what? He was like, okay, so you don't tell anybody what happened today. We don't tell it.
Big girl.
Big girl, yeah, do you remember giving for you guys? So I'm like, so I got home. Immediately I arrived, his siblings were leaving. So I sensed it was a planned work.
Yeah, usually it's preconceived most times. You don't just. I know I had an experience in 2018. This wasn't work related. This was it was a pastor. A pastor.
Yeah, a pastor.
One of the prominent churches.
Woo-hoo.
Pastors that they grew. And then he had been asking me out.
Our sister in the Lord.
Now for like 2 years.
Okay.
First year I was completely, you know, I'm facing this right now. So we were friends.
Okay.
He would check up on me from time, not like we were seeing, but he would check up on me.
Trying to get familiar.
If we have meetings, I didn't call it dates. He may have called it dates, but it was not a date to me. If we have meetings, I make sure it's very public.
A prayer meeting. After the prayer meeting.
People are there, so I'm not putting myself in any precarious situation. And then that's what we did it like once or twice.
Okay.
But this last one, it was I'd been for some reason my spirit did not. And which is something ladies need to start
Yes.
doing. I know for men, because they are raised with more, they're a lot bolder. But for women, we think we're trying to not hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
But when we're flexible,
yes.
Sometimes you need to be inflexible. Like if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't try and make the other person politely say no. I don't. So I was procrastinating. I'm like, nah, let's do some other time. And then he gave me the sub story about he's leaving the country very soon and he just wanted to see me let's
one last time together. One last time, planned one.
I was tired that day. I got back home. I was tired. And then I took a cab, we just met at the place. I got to the place where that's the venue. And then I was in the cab. Normally he would pay. Okay. But I have my Vex money.
Vex money,
Vex
money.
Vex money came through for me that day. So I had my Vex money. I was in the cab. And then normally I would wait. He would come, settle the cab man, and then we walk into the restaurant together. And he came, just entered the back of the cab, and he's like, "Oh, Marsh drive." And my driveway, I said he has to do something on it. He has to send an email on his laptop.
Wow.
His house is just around the corner. That let's just keep go there, and you send the email. They will come back. It's not far. We can just stroll back. So my spirit told me, Chimema, no. Insist. You don't have to. You know. But he's a pastor.
Pastor in the Lord.
I should have just said no. So we drove. The place did not even look like a hotel. Because if it looked like a hotel, I would say I'm not going to that place.
Yes.
It did not look like a hotel. It was like I think it's a lodge. Then it has a lot of corner. So it looked like, okay, maybe different flats where people are. Maybe a short-let thing where people are living. So he led. I should have just said, no matter you don't sow the seed. There's nothing that you are overthinking. He's
a pastor. He's filled with the Holy Spirit.
I'm like, you're overthinking this thing. And then there was an open space and he opened a door that had a stair that led down. Okay. So I'm like, okay, maybe we're going to zone. Then we went down, and as soon as we got down, lo and behold, it was a bed.
Waiting for you.
Room.
It was a room.
But then it didn't look like we were going into a room, because no one has stairs that lead down into a room. And then there was food there already. He had chocolates.
Really?
I don't like chocolates. He had chocolates, and it's like
already I'm prepared.
So he's like, oh, make yourself comfortable. Let me eat. So he brought his laptop. He was forming activity on his laptop. So I started at the tip. My hand like this, like, okay, just do what you want to do and let's go.
I'm waiting for you.
And then he's like, I should relax. And what's wrong with me and everything? That there's food. I said, I didn't tell you I was hungry. We're supposed to have drinks.
Yeah.
He's like, what's my problem? Why am I acting all hard? Don't I know? So he stood up. I was looking at the TV. He stood up and he was just like, what's my problem? Why am I acting all hard? Don't I know I'm going to get married someday? Blah, blah. blah blah.
And so does someone to propose at the
I
spot?
don't even know. He said he said God had revealed to him that I was his wife. I just need to, I'm too.
You are the one he's been waiting for.
I was polite.
Okay.
Oh, that's amazing. God has revealed it to me.
My God.
So,
What about
he hasn't
me?
revealed it to me yet. But as soon as he does, I keep it posted. That kind of thing. I was being very polite. So he's like, so he sat down. He's like, oh, he doesn't feel like going back to the restaurant anymore. I said, oh wow. I ordered my coffee. I have to leave.
Okay.
My cab came, and I stood up, walked, climbed the stair back to the door.
Yeah.
And the door was locked.
How?
So there was no key. So usually my first instinct.
No, wait, Jemima. You guys entered together.
We entered together.
Yeah.
I did not know when he stood up, locked the door, and then took the keys. I didn't see him do that. So I was pretty sure. I still did not. I mean, it crossed my mind, but I'm like, no, he was a pastor.
Why would the pastor want to lock the door? Lock me here. Okay. Okay.
So I got there, I didn't see the key. I'm like, and then at that moment, I'm like,
my God.
So I went to the bathroom. I was going to lock myself in the bathroom onto the cab, and then I tell the cabman to come to where.
Good. That's wisdom.
Now, he knew what he was doing. I entered the bathroom. The keys were not there too.
Oh, no way.
I had to face my devils. Like, okay, I'm not interested and I need to leave now. You're holding me against my will. I need to leave now. And then he held my hand. I'm like, no, don't touch me. And then we're struggling. And then we're going back and forth. And then I feel like my mouth has saved me from mother. He's like, so I started talking. I was trying to appeal to his inner man, like, you have a conscience. Don't do this.
Don't do this. You're a pastor, a man of God.
I'm a man of God. You can't do this.
Respect the God in you.
This is not, I mean, you're someone we look up to. The guy was struggling.
Hey.
And then I said, I yelled, you're a fake pastor. I think it got to him.
Good.
He literally hit me.
My God.
Literally, that was the first time in man.
No, because that stopped. Yeah.
Having issues with my eyes.
Oh, okay.
He hit me. I didn't see. It just
Slash. Oh my God. Oh, he had no ring on that hand, like all those big rings.
Crazy that moment. I was fighting. I did not care. I ran to the door. I was hitting the
door. Whoever
you hit it with all your life. Then I think an attendant was passing.
Good.
He had the bang
Good.
on the door. So the person was not sure. Like, is there a problem? Do you need something?
Yes.
I heard someone was up. I screamed. I didn't want to rape me. All this stuff. Shut it. So the master had to the door.
Wow.
He should open the door. So he left me because he was trying to pull me back down
from the.
So he left me alone.
Serious.
Went down, got the key, opened it down. Wanted to make it look like
no, nothing serious.
That came.
Really?
I literally, like, he was going to flip the whole story on me. That was a call girl that came and then it wasn't said. I was like, oh no, just. And I yelled. I said I was going to report him to the church authorities, which I did.
You did?
Yeah, because I'm not part of society that would say, victim, keep quiet.
Yeah.
It's your shame. They will ask you, why didn't you use your 2 legs? No, I'm not going. If anybody that asks me that dumb question, you have no business even listening to me. But people that understand would understand. So I spoke to some pastors about it. They tried to trace him. Like, he's wanted. If he ever comes back to that church, he's wanted and they're going to arrest him.
Oh, so he didn't come back to the church?
Oh, no, I've not seen him since then. And this was last year. I've not seen eyes on him since then.
Wow.
So society needs to stop blaming victims.
Yes.
When people have gone through sexual harassment issues and they're confident enough, because some people just feel like, okay, between me and the person.
Yeah, let me just keep quiet.
Encourage them to speak, because if you don't let them speak, and
yes,
their stories,
yes,
and their experiences,
yes,
how do we solve
the problem? It's a serious problem at work, in school.
People are fathers are raping daughters. Mothers are saying, let's keep it in the family.
Yeah,
let's not store the family. No.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny? By the time I got home that day, I went straight to my room. I couldn't even tell my mom because that relationship is not there. So I just locked myself in the room, and then the next thing is, you know, when you are smelling saliva, someone's, I felt so dirty, and I was crying, and I was, it was all, I don't know, because even at times I remember, I'm like, oh my god, it's a serious stuff, okay? So we've got a short break now. Hope you're having fun. We'll be back shortly. Just stay with us. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is The Girls Show, and we're talking about sexual harassment. Okay, Rebecca, we've not heard anything from you, so what's your take on sexual harassment?
No, I would actually like to give credit to the Nigerian police force.
Okay.
Because I was at the police station once, and the human rights department, they had issues, and the policewoman that was there was like, oh, I'm going to call one woman, I'm going to go and arrest her. She came here to report that her husband was raping her daughter, and now she hasn't come back to complete her statement because her family members called her. Being the kind of person that I am, I'm like, oh, ma'am, so what are you going to do? I need to go and arrest her. I will arrest her husband. I will arrest all her family members, because I realized that women come here to report these things.
Yes.
And when they get back home and family members say, do you want to disgrace
expose his family?
Do you want to? Then they don't come back to complete the report, and then we're unable to protect those children. We're unable to protect those victims. And she's like, you know what? Right now, we need to go. I said, okay, wow, great. So when things like this come up and families begin to protect the person who is trying to commit this evil, because it's evil.
Yes.
You know, the memories that this act lives in the mind of people, you begin to trust people less. You can't work with the opposite sex without suspecting that they are trying to make some moves.
Yes.
You just become who you are not. But when we have strong law enforcement agencies that we can run to, whether male or female person, you can go to them and say, oh, this is happening to me. And we also have parents who are involved in the lives of their children, who know that, you know what, I am leaving a legacy. Am I going to allow my husband to traumatize this child forever? Am I going to stand with my child and say, you know what, this is the future of my family. I cannot leave a damaged child behind. So when we begin to think about the long run of all of these things, then we know the right things to do. We know, okay, this is what I'm going to do at this point. This is what I'm going to do at this point. You do not let family members destroy the lives of the young ones, of the future of your family. Because these young children, they are the future of our families. They are the future of they are the future of our nation. They are the future of the world. So if you leave those kind of impressions in their hearts that, you know what, my mother will never support me, even if just keep quiet. I would never go to my mom to talk about things like this. So who can that child talk to if that child cannot talk to the parents? So now, do you expect those children to go and start talking to outsiders that may be predators? So you opening up to share with a stranger in the first place is like a no. But if I cannot share with my parents, I cannot share with my family, then I have to go out there, thereby exposing them to even more harm.
And leaving the attacker. All right, viewers, I hope you're learning something from what we're discussing about sexual harassment. So we'll go on a short break now. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the Girls Show. Now let's go out of the studio and hear what the girls have to say as regards sexual harassment. Stay with us.
Dear moms, please, I want to advise you guys that you should always try to listen to us. I think you guys, you've been through all this. Yes, you were once young, you were once a teenager, and I believe you know what is going on now. So I think you should be closer to your daughters, and you should always listen to them. They should be your best friend, because they'll always have best friends outside that will mislead them, because friends now, they are really dangerous. They are really, really dangerous. They save and they also destroy. So I think you should always, especially your female daughters, you should be really close to them. Yes, and you should always listen, no matter what. Let them be your best friend. Yes. Thank you.
Welcome back. Next on the program is the Women Inspiring Girls segment. And guess who we have? Hello, people. Guess who our guest is on the show today? She's a beautiful, special, elegant, classy, fabulous woman. You know how we did on the show. Yes, she's the CEO of HTT Communications and the founder of Save Our Women and Girls Foundation in the person of Ambassador Uyime Ivy King. Hello, Mama.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to
You
be
look
here.
good.
Thank you. Are you too?
If I say you say it's God. Like it's God.
Well,
And
it's God,
and
actually.
and that and you know.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
All right, interesting. So let's dig in. I want you to tell us briefly about yourself. Okay. Tell us what growing up was like, and what you miss about growing up.
Okay. I would say I'm a woman of many parts, and growing up was fun. Something brief about myself. I'm the CEO of HTT Communications and Save Our Women and Girls Foundation. My foundation, which was founded to help women get economically empowered. And I'm a mother of 4. I've been married for 17 years now.
Ooh.
17 years of fun and adventure.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to more.
So let me ask you. The first day you saw your period, who was the first person you told? And were you scared?
Okay. No, I wasn't scared. Actually, my period started in a funny sort of way because it wasn't like the normal things that all girls experience. I had tummy ache for a long time, and what my parents didn't know was that I was bleeding internally.
Wow.
So for a long time, I kept having these tummy aches, off and on, and all that. And until eventually one night, when it was as if the thing wanted to take my life, I was rolling on the floor. It was bad. So they rushed me to hospital.
Okay.
And that was where the doctor discovered that I was bleeding internally. So they had to help me for it all to come out. So that was my first encounter. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
But before then, I wouldn't say I had much information. You know, we grew up in a time where even when it comes to sex education, the least information you get from your parents is that if you stand beside a man, you get pregnant. You know, so
yes.
So how much more that one? Because I remember my mom used there was this pad they were using then, comfort, like small pillows. And I remember asking her, "What is this?" And she said, "It's a pillow." And I actually believed her. So I corrected that mistake with my children because I made sure my second daughter is in JS2 now. Okay. She's 11 years and I'd already given her the load.
Wow.
My oldest is...
So she's not surprised.
Yeah, she's not surprised. My oldest is 16. She just turned 16 this year. And of course, that one, by the time the sister was starting JS1, she already had enough information from me. So by the time I was talking to my second daughter, she said that her sister had already told her everything. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, what's your advice to young women going through difficult times?
Okay. I want to tell them that, first of all, no matter who you are, no matter how long you've lived on earth or how short, challenges will happen. It is part of life. And they must know that whatever it is they're going through is temporary. It always comes to pass. So if they shouldn't make a decision today based on a permanent decision, based on something temporary they're going through, because it will come to pass. If they don't give up on themselves, if they don't give up on the situation, that challenge will definitely come to pass. And I believe something very strong. Okay. No matter what the problem is, there is always a legitimate way of coming out of it without having to compromise your values, compromise your morals. And of course, if a young girl is going through a challenge, look for a mentor that will talk to you, because I don't think there's anything new under the sun. Whatever it is they are going through, someone else has experienced it. Yeah. So they should look for mentorship to be able to guide them through. Because of course, true, the troubles of life can weaken you sometimes. Yeah. And you could become emotional and tend to take an emotionally driven decision. Okay. But if you have a mentor that you're talking to, and then you realize that this thing is just a phase in my life, you have your whole life ahead of you. So I think that is something that should help them.
Fantastic. it's our activity time.
Okay.
Yes, don't breathe in and breathe out. It's a very
Oh, I
simple one. Just pick a number. 1, 3. Pick.
Hey.
Yeah, hey. Just
1, 3.
pick. 1 and 3. Pick. They are very simple questions.
Should I do
Today.
Tumbo?
Okay, you can do that.
Okay, 2. Oh, 2 numbers, 1 and 3.
1, 2, 3. Pick one.
Okay, 2.
2.
Since the 2 was silent.
Very simple question. I like simple questions. And this is very simple questions.
I don't trust your face. You're keeping your face. I don't trust it. Okay.
Okay, it
I have
says
to start praying.
simple.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay.
Sing your favorite song in your dialect. Oh. Don't speak
Hey.
English here. We don't want English.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
There are so many songs.
Just speak your favorite one.
That
looks very familiar, but it's okay.
I know why it's familiar.
Let me be drumming. You will not rap
Hey, I don't know how to rap.
in the language. That's it.
That's it.
Oh my God.
If you ask me a question in the language, I'll respond.
Oh no, I don't know it. All right, thank you very much, Ma, for coming on the show. We really appreciate you, and we hope that next time when we come to you, you will definitely oblige us.
Sure.
All right, girls, stay tuned. So say a big thank you to my guests, Jemima, Rebecca, Ayo, thank you for joining. Thank you. And to my friends at home, thank you for watching. Do catch us same time next week. Catch you. Bye. Peace out.